night, a 10-year-old boy is struck by a van in a neighborhood driveway, and witnesses say the driver doesn't stay. Within minutes, police locate the vehicle, but the driver insists she was only going to get his mom. Everything starts with an emergency call from inside the preserves. The caller says a child has been run over, serious leg injuries, and they immediately focus on one thing: identifying the van before it disappears. Pay attention to how fast they start describing the vehicle, because that description becomes the reason police stop her minutes later.
We already have help on the way, but give me the tag number.
She just left in a green van.
Green van is leaving right now, Brittany, for now.
Yeah, from Boynton.
Vehicle versus pedestrian.
It's a white lady.
Which way is she
It's a white
going?
lady. I got them. They're coming. They're coming. The police is coming. It's a white van with a white lady in. I mean, a green van. I'm sorry, with a white lady.
Okay.
She just left. She just fled the scene, like left.
All right. Which way did she go?
I don't know. She left out of the preserve.
Okay. There's only one entrance, right?
Yeah. She just left. She cleared it.
Okay. We already have help on the way. Okay. Don't let the boy get up.
I'm on the phone with the police right now.
Responding units arrive and treat this as a major injury crash. While medics are being called, officers begin the second job, securing witnesses and confirming the suspect vehicle's direction of travel.
Okay.
Mom is here.
All right. Just try to get him to calm down, okay?
Okay.
Where? Your light?
Hey, does anybody got video cameras?
There you go. Those I got a ring, but I came from down there running.
Okay. So did anybody see anything?
I did. I called. Yeah.
Okay.
My son's off.
I just seen the van. That's the green. I thought it was a kid.
Coming this way, from here. She's coming. Look, his shoe right there. She dragged him.
Okay. All right, ma'am. You seen everything?
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay. Just wait over there for me. Can you do me a favor? Wait by that car for me.
One witness tells officers she didn't see the very first moment of impact, but she did see the aftermath: the child down, the van still moving, and the driver stopping only briefly before getting back in. The driver's explanation, "I was going to get his mom," shows up right away. But staying at the scene is the legal baseline in a crash like this, especially with injuries. In a few minutes, you'll hear a witness who says he saw the actual hit before anyone else even knew what happened.
Anybody else saw it?
No, but I saw their car. I saw her right over it, and I know that woman. Yes, I even know her house.
Okay, stand by, okay?
Why would she do that? If she sees the kids playing, please just stop.
Where were you when this whole thing happened? Were you walking around? Were you in your car?
No, I came down my stairs. And I heard him screaming, like I heard a child screaming from inside the house. I heard it already happening. Okay. And my kids was outside, so I ran out the door, like to check. So when I came outside, I seen him like on the floor, like screaming right here. Where the first black mark is. And she's still driving, so I'm like coming up, like, hey, hey, like this, like screaming.
Still driving on the kids?
Yeah, she's still going with the car. So I'm screaming, like, hey, like this to her. So I guess she see me going like this. She jumps out the car, and then she pick him up, and she's like, why would you jump in the front of a car while I'm driving? And she picked him up and just put him where you guys see him right now. And I ran up to him, and I just called 911, like instantly. I could tell she was going to leave. So I grabbed my phone, I called 911, and I told them this address right here. Well, 1860. And then I was like, sir, it looks like she about to leave. Because she was like, oh, I know his mom. I'm going to go to his mom. But you would have left the van there. She got back in the van. So he was like, what's the tag number? And I just kept saying it to him. And I'm like, in a green van, whatever the tag number is, I can't remember anymore. I tried to describe her. And then she made a turn in there, and she turned back, and she just left.
Okay. Did you see the initial part where she hit the kid?
I didn't see when she hit him. I seen he was already on the floor and she kept driving. I didn't see when she hit him.
When she was already on the floor, was the tire on him still?
Yeah.
Like on his leg?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So which tire was it?
She was driving this way, so this side.
The front tire?
Yeah.
Okay, it was the front. For the record, it's the front right tire was still on the kid's leg. And then you're trying to signal.
Yeah, trying to signal her to stop. And that's when she
backed
see
up, or
no, she just stopped her car, and then When she tried to pull him the first time, she couldn't pull him. She got in, she backed up a little bit, got out, and then she pulled him. She was like, why would you jump in the front of a car while I'm driving? And then she got back in the car.
Which direction did she went?
Straight. She went straight, but she turned right here. You see where these apartments are right here? You can turn right there. You can park there. Okay. She made a right there. Okay. And then she came back. She backed up. That's what my friend had on her Ring camera. She's like, I see when she backed up from my Ring. She backed up and she turned back and zoomed this way.
Your friend has the video
of her turning in there. She don't have the of her dragging her because she lives on the other side.
Do you know who she is? The lady?
The white. No, I always see her in here. I don't know who she is.
Okay. Can you describe her for me?
She have blonde hair. She had on I think a green or black jacket. She was driving a green van. She's skinny.
Green van, skinny. And you gave the dispatcher the tag for the van, right?
I kept saying it, but I can't remember it right now.
Okay. Was anybody else in the car with her?
No, it was just only her. And then her husband ran up here and said she went to the store. Okay. She'll be right back. Did
you talk to her at any point briefly after yelling at her to stop or anything?
Yeah, I was like, where you going? You got away. I called the police. She was like, no, I'm going to his mom. I know his mom. That's what she said she was getting in the car for. But I could tell she was lying. The way she was saying. It didn't look like she was going to go call the mom because you don't have to get back in your car. Okay. They live right there.
Right. How did she seem to you when you talked to her?
What do you mean? Like if she was...
When you look at her, I mean, how did she seem to you?
She looked scared. Like she was scared, but it didn't look like she was worried about him. She was like basically telling him why was he in the road.
Okay. And she just drove off?
And she just drove off. She went back this way.
Okay.
Northeast 16th Ave and Northeast 4th Street. I'm going 1050 on it.
Minutes later, officers locate a matching van nearby. Listen closely. The driver immediately frames it as an accident and insists she left the scene for a good reason. But from the officer's perspective, leaving the scene turns this from a crash into a potential hit-and-run investigation.
Step out of the truck. Anybody else in the truck here?
No, it's just me. I've got to go get this kid's mom, dude.
You're not supposed to leave the scene of a crash.
He told me to go get his mom.
Okay, step out of the truck.
God damn it.
Drop it.
He told me to go get his mom. Okay, what the fuck? Stop. Oh my God.
Do not move.
Okay. He told me to go get his mom. What is happening?
Stop.
What the fuck? He told me to go get his mom.
Stop.
I'm stopping. He told me to go get his mom. Guys, he told me to go get his mom.
Delta 18. We're 10-4. We got one white female detained.
Is there anything on you that's gonna hurt me?
No. He told me to go get his mom. Well, I'm scared. The kid just ran right out in front of my fucking truck. I'm supposed to go get his mom.
Stop moving around.
We clear the van? Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The driver, identified here as Joanna, refuses to fully comply at first, and officers detain her while they confirm what happened back at the scene. She says she's scared, she says she's trying to help, but police are focused on two things: why she left, and why she didn't immediately follow instructions during the stop.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, FD's going 97.
Yeah, I got her. Can you please?
We are going to figure out where his mom is.
We need to get his mom. They said that she's down here.
Alright. Female, EA 1729.
I can't. What's going on?
Seat for me. You're just being detained right now. Put your feet in. What's your first name?
Who's getting his mom, honey?
We're working on it.
Fuck!
Where does his mom live?
They told me to come down this street and his mom would be at the end of the street.
Joanna, J-O-A?
N-N-A.
Put your feet in for a second.
What's your first name?
Joanna.
Joanna, listen real quick. I heard you say that you were going to get this
They
kid's
need
mom.
his mom, yes.
Okay, but here's the deal. You don't leave the scene of a crash.
I know, but she doesn't live in my neighborhood.
No,
the little
stop.
kid plays with my son.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop. Okay, relax.
They know where I live.
Relax.
I live right
The
there.
reason why you're being detained right now is because you left the scene of a crash.
To go get his mom, though.
I don't care what your excuse is. I'm just telling you why you're being detained. Second of all, because you tensed up and you resisted us when I asked you to get out of the van multiple times.
I just am scared.
So,
I'm trying to get this
what's
kid
in your
out.
wallet?
Huh?
What's in your wallet?
My medication, the bottle's at home.
Yeah, the bottle.
Yes,
that's
you can
what it
follow
is.
me when I'm in my house.
Okay, got it.
Did they get his mom?
I don't know yet.
This is my son. I know the kid.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to leave. I live right there where it happened.
Listen, at the end of the day, you still gotta stop.
I did stop. I told the lady, I said, I'm going to go get his mom. And she said, go get his mom. The lady that was standing out front with me. I got out of the car. I checked. I got him out of the street. I set him down. He said, I need my mom. I know where his mom lives because he plays with my son.
Then the husband arrives, saying it's a work van, and he's trying to figure out what's happening in real time. This is where the story splits into two tracks: the child's condition at the scene and the driver's behavior after the crash. And the next statements, especially from the kids, are what will lock the timeline into place.
I have no phone or nothing.
Listen, just listen to me real quick, okay? I didn't say you were being arrested.
Okay.
But if I ask you any questions, I have to do this.
Okay.
Okay? So let me just start over.
Okay.
Okay? Any statement can and will be used against you in a court of law. Okay? Do you understand all of those rights? Okay. That is just for if I need to ask you questions. Okay?
I'm sorry. I don't do the whole cop thing. I'm a good girl. I don't get in trouble.
I understand. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not saying you're being arrested. I'm saying you're detained, and so just try to chill out for me for a little bit. Okay? And if I mean, let me ask you a question. Are you willing to talk to me about what happened?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So someone else, a crash investigator, will probably come out and talk to you about what happened.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm required to read those to you because of that.
Okay.
Okay? You have any questions for me right now?
No.
All right, so just hang out. The fire department's on the way. Okay?
Alright, now that you've seen the body cam and heard everyone's statements, let's break this down carefully and fairly. No hot takes, no assumptions, just timeline, contradictions, and what the evidence seems to support. By the end of this breakdown, there are really three questions that matter most. 1. What happened at the moment of impact? 2. Why did the driver leave the scene? Was it help or was it flight? 3. And should she have been driving at all? And that third question, the driving status, becomes a bigger deal than it sounds at first. We'll come back to it. Here's what appears consistent across the call, the witnesses, and police response. A 10-year-old boy is struck by a green van inside the neighborhood. He suffers a serious leg injury. Witnesses describe an open fracture, and he's conscious, calling for his mom. Witnesses immediately call 911 and focus on identifying the vehicle, because within seconds, the van is reported to be leaving. And a few minutes later, officers locate a matching vehicle nearby, detain the driver, and begin sorting out what's true, while medics and crash investigators handle the scene. Now we get to the first major turning point, leaving the scene. In serious injury crashes, staying put isn't just courtesy, it's the baseline expectation. Even if your intentions are good, leaving creates two immediate problems. First, it can delay emergency response coordination. Second, it looks like you're trying to avoid accountability, especially when witnesses are already telling dispatch, the vehicle is leaving right now. The driver's explanation in the body cam is basically this: he ran out in front of me, and I was going to get his mom. That explanation might sound helpful on paper, but you can hear why officers aren't buying it as a reason to leave. Police can contact the parent. Neighbors can contact the parent, but the driver is still expected to remain on scene, especially with a child injury. And this is where the witness statements become everything, because one of them describes what the driver did right after impact, and it doesn't match the "I was helping" narrative. The most important testimony in this entire clip comes from August, because unlike the adults, he describes the crash as it happened. According to August, they were playing basketball. The ball dropped into the roadway. The child goes to pick it up, and the van comes through and hits him. He specifically says he didn't hear braking, and he describes the tire catching the child's foot. Is a kid witness perfect? Not always. But his statement has something the others don't. Sequence. Ball drops, child picks it up, van hits, injury occurs, driver stops briefly, driver speaks, driver leaves. And that sequence matters because it challenges the simplest defense you often hear in these cases. The kid darted out, I had no time. August's version suggests the child was already in the roadway long enough that a driver should have had time to react, at minimum, slow down. Now keep August's sequence in mind, because it makes the next part hit harder. What the driver reportedly says when she gets out. From the driver's side, what we see is a person in emotional freefall. She's anxious, overwhelmed, repeating that she's a good person, and insisting she was trying to do the right thing. And here's the most fair interpretation. Panic is real. People can react badly in high-stress moments. They can say the wrong thing, focus on the wrong thing, and make decisions that don't make sense in hindsight. But here's the other side of it, equally real. Panic doesn't erase responsibility. In the witness account, the driver allegedly gets out and says something like, "Why would you run in front of my car?" That's not a medical response. That's not a safety response. That's a blame response. And then the biggest issue, she gets back into the van and leaves, while the child is severely injured. Even if you truly plan to get help, leaving can look like flight, and it can escalate consequences immediately. That's exactly why officers move so fast once they locate the vehicle. They aren't just investigating a crash, they're investigating a crash plus behavior after the crash. Now let's pay off the third question, the one we parked earlier. Should she have been driving at all? Near the end, the driver indicates her license situation wasn't current. She mentions receiving notice it was expired and that she had to renew it. Why does this matter? Not because it automatically proves guilt in the crash, but because it changes how law enforcement views risk and decision-making. If you're already driving with paperwork issues, you may be more likely to panic when something goes wrong. You may be more likely to think, I can't be here when the cops arrive, even if that's not what you say out loud. Again, this is not a conviction, not a verdict, but it's a realistic human factor. When people feel legally exposed, their choices after an accident can become worse than the accident itself. Now, let's talk lessons, not moral speeches, real takeaways. Lesson 1. If you're the driver, don't leave. Even if you think you're helping, even if you know where the mom lives, even if someone says, go get her, stay, call 911, turn on hazards, give your location, follow dispatch instructions. Leaving turns chaos into a second avoidable problem. Lesson 2. If you're a witness, do what this caller did. The 911 caller immediately reports injuries, identifies the vehicle, and tries to capture the direction of travel. That's how suspects get located quickly and how medical response gets prioritized. Lesson 3. Neighborhood driving rule. Assume kids will be unpredictable. Basketball, bikes, running, a ball rolling out. Even if the kid made a mistake, the driver has the heavier responsibility, slow speeds, scanning, and reacting early. Lesson 4. For parents, build the street rule into play. Kids will be kids, but basic boundaries help. Ball in the street equals stop and look. Car coming equals freeze. It's not about fear, it's about reflex. Lesson 5. For everyone watching, 2 things can be true. A crash can be accidental, and the aftermath can still be unacceptable. That's what makes these cases so emotionally charged. So where does that leave us? Based on what we heard, a child is seriously injured. The driver is identified and detained quickly. And the biggest controversy isn't only the impact, it's what happens after. The alleged blame, the departure from the scene, and the license question in the background. And I want to say this clearly. We're working from bodycam audio and witness statements. Those are not perfect. But when multiple accounts line up on the biggest points, the story becomes hard to ignore. If you want more neutral, evidence-based breakdowns like this, where we separate emotion from timeline, hit like, subscribe, and turn notifications on, because the next upload is another case where a single decision after the crash changes everything. And I want to ask you one question. Answer in the comments. Do you think leaving the scene was panic or a choice? Because in the next case, the driver also claims they were going to get help, but the video shows one detail that completely flips the story. Stay safe out there, slow down in neighborhoods, and I'll see you in the next one.